Dr. Jeff Davis, President of Lordship Investments and Director of New Way Community, coming to you today with 5 minutes to live by. This program, we look at various topics, Christianity, business, real estate, finance, sales, insurance, just to name a few. Today we're going to be coming out of a book that I wrote, How to Become a Real Estate Investor. Wrote this book for people who are either looking to get into real estate investing or who are already in it and looking to hopefully, ramp things up, etc. How to become a real estate investor. So today I want to be talking to you from this subject, mastering negotiating with buyers. How to become someone who knows how to negotiate with buyers. In the real estate arena, you're going to be looking at basically dealing with two types of people initially. You're going to be dealing with sellers, trying to see if they want to sell their property, and if so, put them under some type of contract. And then you're going to be dealing with buyers. And these buyers are going to be the people who basically are purchasing either the contracts that you have, or let's say if you're a realtor, homes that are available for sale on the MLS. Anytime you're dealing with buyers, it takes a certain mentality because buyers think a certain way. Now, most of us have had to buy things in our lives. We've bought houses, cars, clothes, etc. And sometimes we have salespeople sell us things. One of the challenges that you face when it comes to dealing with salespeople is that, sadly, most salespeople don't know how to sell. Selling is a process where you take a buyer through a series of steps to get them ultimately to make a decision that they really want to make. It's not about getting them to do what you want them to do. It's about finding out what they want to do and helping them to do it. How do you negotiate with a buyer? First of all, questions. So you meet somebody, let's say, and you've got a house that you were trying to sell, and they have expressed an initial interest. You don't assume that they're really ready to buy in that initial meeting, conversation, etc., until there's certain buying signals that come forth. So you have to be able to talk to them. You have to be able to communicate with them, find out what their needs are, their wants, find out what they're looking for, what they're expecting. This takes a lot of questions. You have to talk to people on a continuous basis, ask a lot of questions, and find out what is it exactly that you're looking for. Now, word of advice. If people are looking for something that you do not have, let's say they're looking for a 4-bedroom house and your house is 3 bedrooms, then instead of trying to convince them that a 3-bedroom is the better scenario for them, you could pose it more so as a question. You could say, Mr. Buyer, I understand that you're looking for 4 bedrooms and you've expressed to me the reason for that. Now, this house has 3 bedrooms. So if you were to decide to go in this direction, of course, you wouldn't have that 4th. However, here are some of the other benefits of this house. It has a nice large square footage. There's extra space here. Maybe there's a basement here that's unfinished that you could finish if you wanted to technically put another bedroom there, or there's an unfinished attic. The whole goal here is to talk to people about the things that they want, not trying to sell them what you think they should have. You don't want to be focused on your commission or your fees or what you're going to make on the deal. You want to be focused on helping them find what they're looking for. Zig Ziglar is a famous sales motivator, person who spent a lot of times in sales and helping people in sales. And one of the things he used to always say is, if you help enough people get what they want, you can ultimately get what you want. His thought was, don't focus on what you want. Focus on what they want. Because if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. Truer words were never spoken. So when you're talking to buyers, you're dealing with buyers, you're trying to negotiate with buyers, you want to find out what they are looking for and see if you can help them to find it. Now, another thing that you want to keep in mind when negotiating with buyers is that buyers are typically looking for the best deal. So a lot of times, no matter what price you're giving, no matter how great the price is, no matter how much you have done your homework to make sure that the price that you're asking for is fair, buyers will come in and try to get it down. you have a responsibility to try to put something together that works for both the seller and the buyer. So you don't want to, a lot of times, just be hard and fast in the pricing where you're not flexible, because a lot of times buyers will not move forward if they don't feel like they're getting a deal. So you want to make sure that that feeling is there. You need to let them know that yes, they have come into this transaction, they have negotiated, and they're going to walk away with a good deal. That being said, you don't always want to make it about price, because sometimes buyers are so focused on price that they don't think about quality. They don't think about what they're getting for what they're paying for. I remember going to buy a car, and the salesperson was trying to sell me, and I was trading in my car, which there really wasn't anything wrong with it. It was just a few years old, and I was looking to upgrade. And the salesperson continually tried to get me to move into the newer car by telling me what was wrong with my old one. What he didn't understand is that I started the conversation letting him know that I did not need a new car. I just wanted a new car. That I was not under any pressure to buy a new car because my car was fine. And so he spent all this time looking for the faults and things in my car, because what he was trying to do is to show that buying the new car was the best deal because my car was a piece of junk. All this did was irritate me, because I already knew that the car I had wasn't perfect, but it was certainly not a piece of junk. So he goes and he gets his sales manager, and he comes in and kind of follows along the same line. And I'm thinking, okay, you guys are wasting my time. And I began to let them know that. I said, I'm here looking for something that is going to be a step up from what I have, but you keep telling me that what I have isn't good enough, and I resent that. And they would sit there and they would kind of look with this dumbfounded look on their face. Finally, the owner came out, and the owner said, yes, I see that you came in here looking for a car, and I understand you do not need one, but you're looking to see if getting one may be a good deal for you. So I'm here to see if that's the case. He said, now I looked at your car, and yes, it's a little bit older, but your car's in good condition. So if you drive out of here and leave in the same car, you're not going to be any worse off than when you came in. So that's not a problem. And we'll give you, a fair trade-in allowance. But let me talk to you a little bit about what you're looking for, and then let's see how the new car relates to what you're looking for. So he went over my needs, and my wants, my desires, and then he showed in the new car how those needs were met. Now I'm sitting there. I've got experience in sales, and I know the process. And I could feel myself changing, because the first two salespeople irritated me because they did not understand how to negotiate with a buyer. But the owner understood that the only way to make the deal work was for me to believe that making the deal was going to be in my benefit. Now, of course, you're buying a newer car, so it's going to cost more money than what your old car is costing you. There are going to be some different dynamics and things involved, so it's not just a emotional decision; it's a financial decision. But in the end, I ended up getting the newer car, and I've been happy with the newer car because of the way the owner dealt with me. So I'm saying to you that when you are negotiating with buyers, number one, don't put down where they are, what they're doing, what they have, or anything about their current situation, no matter how bad it may be. Because if you make people believe that what they're doing is bad, they're not going to be inclined to want to do different. Second, you do want to focus on the benefits that the new vehicle offers, but you have to tie those benefits, and I'm talking vehicles here, so let me not say vehicles. You want to tie in the benefits of whatever the house is that you're offering. But you want to tie those benefits to their desires and their needs. Because people don't care how great something is if it doesn't do something for them. I mean, who wants to sit up here and talk about a $10 million house that you can never afford and never move into, and it's outside your price range, it's in an area you can't afford? People don't want to have that conversation. So you want to help them to see what it is that they're looking for and how getting this helps them to achieve that. Negotiating is a skill. It is something that you practice. It is something that you go over and you do on a regular and a consistent basis. It is something that you get better with in time. But once you master negotiating with both sellers and buyers, you will see that your sales will increase. The number of properties that you have that actually close will increase because a good negotiator puts deals together. And that's what you want to be, a deal maker. How to become a real estate investor. You can pick up your copy at www.nwcom.org. Again, that's www.nwcom.org. Or you can go to Amazon, look for books under Dr. Jeff Davis, pick up a copy. I want to thank you for taking this time to be with me today. And until the next time we meet, this is Dr. Jeff Davis wishing you a day filled with both success and happiness.